So today we'll discuss about access control framework, chapter 1. Access control is actually grant or restrict the user to access the information, system, and other resources. This is done by implementing some policies and business rules. For an average user, it will be like disturbing. Why someone is accessing my email? Why someone reading my email? But for a company, when we have this strong access control, they can save billions of dollars. Okay, if the employee is not satisfied and he's not following the rules, he may bring down the mission critical system. So for those risks, to handle those risks, we need access controls in our system. That's the introduction part. Now, what is access? Access means ability of a subject and object to interact. So what is subject? What is object? Assume that you are going to meet your head of the department. So the head of the department is the object, and you are the one called as subject. So you want to interact with the object, like head of the department, head of the department. Okay. So the head of the department is not directly accessible. There will be a assistant sitting outside the HOD's or head of department's office. He or she will be the gatekeeper. He or she will decide who are all allowed to contact the object. So this guy is the access control system. Okay. So I want to meet head of department. I am the subject and head of department is object. And between me and the object, there will be one guy who is sitting outside the HOD's room. He or she is called as access control system. That guy will decide whether I am allowed to access or talk to the object or not. This is what a simple example. Another example, when you are leaving your house, you will keep the doors locked. Why you are locking the door? That will restrict anyone entering your home and using your assets like TV, computer, and all. When you come home, you unlock the door, and the security guards who is standing outside will become the access control. Okay, an example. Now, what is access control? It is the formal rules which allow or deny access. They have the rules. They will tell you whether you can access the object or not. And they will define the interaction between subject and object. When you come to a classroom, F026, I am the object, you are the subject. When you want to enter the classroom, there will be an access control system. Okay, that door has an access control system that is locked. That door has the lock. Okay, some fingerprint scanner. They will decide whether you are allowed to enter or not. That is access control system. Okay. Then, what are the three principal components of an access control system? Policy, subject, object. Policy means the rules that tell who can access the resource. Okay, that will decide which or who can access which resource. Like we have some computers, we have some printers. So the access control policy will tell you which computer can access which printer. Example. Subject means the one who is accessing. Example, in the previous case, you are going to meet the head of the department. Okay, you are the subject, the user, the network, the process or application. Whoever want to access the resource, they will make a request. That user, network access or process or application is called as subject. Object means the resource to which subject want to access. Example, HOD is the object, printer is the object, database is the object. There are three elements of access control system: policies, procedures, tools. Policy means clear statements or requirements to access the resource. Okay, clear statement of requirements to access the resource. Example, HR department employees can only access the personal records. Whoever working in the company, their records are called as personal. Their visa detail, their passport detail, their joining date, their salary, all the information are personal. Those things are accessible only for human resource department. That's the policy. Procedure means non-technical methods to implement policy. Like employee have to fill a form and he has to make a request to access the data. Tools, they are the technical methods to enforce or implement the policy. Example, you fill the form, you are sent for approval. Once the request is approved, you can access the internal network to get the data about an employee and they will give a username and password. This is what tools. So here we should focus on what is policy, what is procedure, what is tool. Then three types of subjects are there: authorized subject, unauthorized subject, unknown subject. Authorized means I have presented a identification, I have given a username and password, and they approved for access resource. Okay, that username password is correct and they approved. You can go and access the printer or you can go and meet the HOD. Unauthorized means I have presented, I gave my username and password, but it was not authenticated. It was not verified. Okay, so it is not approved for access to resource. You have the credentials, but you are not approved resource. Unknown means I don't have anything to present. I don't have any username and password. This is what the third one. Authorized means you have given the authenticated username and password. You are approved to access the resource. Unauthorized means you presented the credentials, username and password. Still, it is not approved. Okay, you have the username and password, but still that particular uh, data or object you cannot access. It is not approved. Unknown means I don't have any username password, so not authenticated. So it is unknown. Now, what is AAA? Usually, AAA means authentication, access control, and accounting, or authentication, authorization, accounting. Okay, sorry, authentication, authorization, accounting. See now how it works. Along, instead of this theory, I put a picture here. See, when a user comes first time, okay, when a user comes for the accessing the source, he will be unknown to the system. So what he will do, he has to present his credentials, right? He will show his identity, username and password. Then authenticate, they will verify whether username and password are correct. If it is correct, then you are now known person, unknown to known. Then they will check the policy whether you are allowed to access the resource or not. If you are allowed to access the resource, you are authorized, otherwise unauthorized. Okay, and if you are presenting a wrong password, you will be again going back to unknown person. This is what how it works. Okay, what is authentication? It ensures the users who are they claim to be. Like I claim that by using my ID, I claim that this is my name, this is my department, all the username password I will claim. So this authentication will verify whether whatever data you gave is correct or not. Okay. Authorization, once you are an authenticated user, what are the actions you can perform? Okay. What you cannot perform all the actions. Some actions only you can perform. That is authorized. Accounting means once you authenticated and authorized, whatever actions you are performing, they will be recorded. Like you enter a computer lab, you give username password. That username password will be verified by the Active Directory administrative server, okay, domain controller server. They will verify, okay, your username password correct. Then you can do some actions in your computer. You will download some file, you will upload some file, something, okay. Whatever you do, these things will be recorded in the server. So they can easily verify what the things you are doing there, whether you install some virus or not. Those things called as accounting. The same is mentioned in the picture. Okay. My name is first thing, see identification. My name is Bob Jones, so show me some identity. So he will show his driving license. Authentication, they will verify the license details are correct or not. After that, they will authorize you to access some system. Okay. Now, users are not the only subject. I never told that users are not the users are the only subject. Okay, we have network and systems also subject. Subject means a person who is going to access a object or resource. Example, see whatever is written here, I put a diagram. Network is also a subject. How? See the LAN, the internal network, they want to access internet. So that request to access internet will go through firewall. Firewall have some rules. They will allow or don't allow particular internal network to access internet. Okay, if they allow means yes, you can access internet. So this in this example, the network, the LAN, the internal network is subject, the object is internet, and who will control the access? Firewall rule. Now system, see my PC is a subject. I want to access the printer, that is the object. So through network, I can access. So there will be some policy. If the policy is matching, the PC can access the printer. This is another example. So users are not the only subject. Network also a subject. The mentioned example you can refer. System also is a subject. Process and application also are subjects. Okay. What are the three steps to access control process? The first one, identification, then authentication, then authorization. So identification means you want to present your identity, your username, password, your name, your ID details, email, everything you are presenting is identification. Okay, you identify the subject, identify itself to the controller. Authentication means now when you give that identity, the system will verify whether the given identity is correct or not, your username password correct or not, then your which one thumb impression correct or not, then your license is correct, license ID correct or not, all those things. Authorization, they will allow or deny access to object based on authorization. Okay, so even though you are authenticated, your username password is correct, but you are not allowed to access all the resources. There will be some policies, that is authorization. They will decide whether you can access the resource or not, object or not. The same thing, identification. So here you are going to identify the subject as well as object. So here everybody in our college, every student is identified by using the ID number. I cannot give the name as identity because there are many Fatmas. So how do we identify? System identify each subject by using a unique number. That's why in our college we have every student has the email ID will have ID number because ID number is unique for everyone. What about objects? There are many printers. So how the system identifies the printer? They identify by using the printer name like A141 printer 1 or A140 printer 2. Like that they identify. So they apply labels along with the, for identify the object or subject, they apply label. Label will be having unique identification. Example, for a printer in A140, we'll have A140 hyphen printer 1. In A141 lab, we'll have A141 hyphen printer 2. This is the last slide in your chapter 1. This is the reference. Hope it's clear for you.